So by popular demand, I want to show you exactly how to use Blitz API key inside of Clay. Now I'm going to show you all of these, basically everything that's inside here. Some people have gotten a lot of confusion from the docs.blitz API. So I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like inside of Clay. And that's going to be right here. We're going to go over how to find your LinkedIn, how to find decision makers, how to send the table data, not necessarily Blitz API, but helps be able to break down rows when you find multiple decision makers, email, and mobile. These are really all the things you have here, and we can really just screenshot or be able to pause it here and be able to build it inside of your own Clay. But there's a couple things I want to go over. So if you wanted to be able to see exactly how Blitz API tells you how to do it, there is this website here that you can be able to see what the step-by-step is for waterfall logic, company search, etc. But a lot of people have had that kind of confusion when actually doing it inside Clay. So here's what it looks like. For the API guide, something you want to be able to do for everything is first you have to set up the HTTP, which is essentially you're going to want to go inside there, take your API key from Blitz, and then be able to put it into Clay. You have to do that first to integrate it from the beginning, and then you're going to want to be able to build out these specific flows. So for every single specific one that you want to create, you have to go and create an HTTP, and then when you do that, you can be able to create these specific enrichments here. I'm not going to show you inside of Clay exactly because what I need to do is be able to hide my API key so you can be able to use it for your own personal one. So for all of these, whether it's find LinkedIn, decision maker, data table, email, mobile, all of them, this is something that you need to have for all of them. So custom rate limit just is able to help be able to space out the enrichments and is able to just be able to process everything that you're looking for. So you put in a request limit of 5 and the duration is in 1,000 in milliseconds. Next, for the headers, you're going to do x-api-key and then put in your API key right here in this section. Now, of course, everyone's is different, so make sure you put in yours and be careful sharing your API key, of course. Next header is just content type, application/JSON. So you're going to want to have this for every enrichment that you have. Next, we're going to go into specifics. So let's say I want to find the domain for a company LinkedIn. Something that I specifically did here, for example, you can see an exact example that I did here was I scraped jobs that each company was looking for, that they were hiring for. So I wanted to use this intent signal to then find the decision makers and then be able to find their emails. So to find the decision makers, first I had to find their LinkedIn. So what I did here, as you can see, is it found the company URL. And this is exactly how I did it inside of here. I took the Blitz API key here, and then I did a method of post. The endpoint is this exact thing that you're going to want to copy and paste. HTTPS, and then it's enrichment/domain to LinkedIn, and then this is the body. Now with this, of course, as I mentioned, you're going to want to always do this is the header, and then this is the custom rate limit. So it's simply how you're able to find in the LinkedIn. Once I had all the LinkedIns, I wanted to find the decision maker for each of these companies, which you need the LinkedIn to be able to find the decision maker, as you can see in this one. So another decision maker. So I did the method of post. This is the endpoint that you want to be able to run a waterfall for. And then you're going to want to be able to run a body like this, where you're finding the specific titles that you're looking for. Now, here's the example of the title that I ran. So you're able to see it is very extensive. I was able to build out for the location, the titles, what to include, exclude. That's something you can refer to in Claude as to how exactly you want to build it for what you want to include and not include. But this is really just the setup of how you're going to want to be able to find your decision makers. Next step, just for this example, is once I was able to find the decision makers, you can see here that there was 2 results for this one, 0 for the next one, and then even 10 for this one. So I wanted to be able to have a row for each contact that I was reaching out to. So what I did was send the table data over to this last section here in the workflow, which is the job intent, which it took every single row for each one, and then it gave it a different name for, let's say I had 5 decision makers here. It made the 5 different emails and it made it into its own row. So the next thing that I wanted to do was find the email. So to find the email, again, we had to be able to build this out. So from here, you can see that finding the email is creating it in post, then endpoint here, enrichment/email, and then the body, which is what you'll need the first name, the last name, and the personal LinkedIn URL. You get the personal LinkedIn URL when you're looking for the decision maker, so you could just add that as a column. But this is what you need to find the emails, and then personal LinkedIn URL is for the mobile number, which you're able to run here. So if you have any questions regarding this and the Blitz API key, feel free to ask any questions below. Can send out any of the enrichments, whether it's mobile, email, data table, decision maker, LinkedIn, and anything. If you want to learn how to do this step by step to be able to build out lead gen agency, we help build you your first campaign, as well as walk you through the steps of everything you need to do for fulfilling for clients, as well as building out your own infrastructure.